So you want to play arguably the most broken character inside of Marvel Rivals right now, Hawkeye. In this video, I'll be teaching you tips and tricks with Hawkeye and how to get better with him in a quick and efficient guide. Really quick guys, before we get into the video, 97% of you who watch my videos actually aren't subscribed. I'm trying to hit my goal of 650 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could subscribe, that would mean so much to me as I try to reach my goal by the end of December. Also, if you like this video and you appreciate how quick and to the point it is, consider leaving a like so this video can reach other people who also want to get good with Hawkeye. A quick tip off the bat to keep in mind before I explain the rest of his abilities is that the hitboxes right now in Marvel Rivals are acting a little weird. So right now, if you shoot to the left of their head, your hits won't really register as well as if you do when you shoot to the right. So my basic tip before I explain anything else is always try to lead your shots to the right a little bit, since the hitbox is a little bigger on the right side than the left. So Hawkeye's primary fire can do a lot of damage to the body if you hit a body shot, and it can one tap to the head on most targets. You can also spam the arrows if you're in a situation where you need to get off a bunch of damage really fast. One thing I want you guys to notice here is you can see on my screen there's a little meter that says 0. As you can see, when I'm not hovering over a target, that meter stays at 0. But as soon as I hold one target, it goes all the way up to 100. That's because the longer you stare at a target with Hawkeye, this meter goes up to 100, and the higher that number is, the more damage your arrow will do. Hawkeye's E ability is a wind tunnel that he shoots out that will stun enemies and do 2 bursts of damage on targets that it hits. Also, this ability can take enemies out of the air. His left shift ability is great for getting distance on people that try to dive you. It's a sword slash that knocks back a target a good distance and does a chunk of damage. His other firing types are explosive arrows, and kind of treat these as Hanzo's scatter arrow from Overwatch 1. A quick side note, it doesn't help to charge this all the way. You do the same damage whether it's charged fully or not. Use this on a target that's close range and kind of shoot it at their feet to do a big AoE splash damage on people that are close to you. His last ability is a double jump that can kind of get him distance from a target that dives him or set him up for an aerial snipe. His ultimate will leave behind after images of people that he sees on the battlefield. Shooting an after image of a target will damage them. A really quick thing to keep in mind here is that when you're in this state, your arrows have 100% power, so there's no need to charge up your arrows here. Just spam them as quickly as possible, and they'll do as much damage as they would do if you charged it all the way to 100. One thing to go over with Hawkeye that's important, like a lot of the characters I went over, is positioning. With Hawkeye, you kind of want to be in the mid to back line, kind of spamming arrows down a choke or a main point of traffic for the enemy team. This is because spamming arrows can eventually net you a kill. So here's a good example of how to use his wind tunnel. I can see this Mantis is weak behind this Doctor Strange, but I can't damage her because of his shield. The wind tunnel goes through the shield and ends up killing the Mantis, so that makes this Doctor Strange unable to stop that damage because my wind tunnel goes right through his shield. Also, because of that play, this sets me up to also kill the Luna in the backline, which takes care of both of their supports. Getting picks on high impact characters on the enemy team is very key when playing this character. Since I was able to kill both of the supports, that spirals into us being able to win the team fight. Here's a good example of how to have good movement and strafing abilities to help you hit more shots. As you can see, I'm trying to hug this wall and fire arrows around this corner. When you're playing Hawkeye, using WASD and your keys to move around and position yourself for shots is more important than actually moving your mouse. Having your mouse at head level and then kind of using your keys to adjust where you want to shoot your arrow is very key in helping you land more shots. This helps me take care of this Hawkeye with a headshot, and then I hit Luna Snow in the body for the kill. One thing I also want to preface is that hitting the body is okay with this character. You don't always have to go for headshots because hitting the body does a giant chunk of damage, especially if you're charged at 100% power. Here's another example of how to hit your shots more effectively. As you can see, I slightly move my mouse to the left and don't jerk it to the left, and then adjust with my keys and center my crosshair to hit this Moon Knight for an easy pick to the head. I also do the same thing here on this Hawkeye. He's holding this tight corner, and instead of trying to move my mouse around, I aim more with my keys and I'm able to get another headshot pick on him. Here's a good example of how to use your left shift to stay alive. This Venom dives me, and since I don't really have time to get back to my team, instead I buy more time by pushing him away from me, giving me more space and more opportunity to buy time for my healers to come off spawn and heal me. Here's a good example of how to use Hawkeye's ultimate. So this Star-Lord dives me, and instead of trying to charge my arrows all the way, since I'm already at 100% power because of my ult, I just spam arrows into his clone, and I do the same thing on the enemy down here. Spamming arrows really fast since I'm already at 100% damage gives me way more damage output than it would if I just held it down and charged my arrow. That's it for this video, guys. If I was able to help you learn something about Hawkeye, please consider subscribing and leaving a like so this video could reach more people and help them learn how to play the game. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support lately. Peace out.